Welcome back to Channel 1 of the Airports Association room. We are excited for the business meeting. You can find the link in the virtual lobby to attend. Matt, the floor is yours.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning?
Good morning, doing well.
Doing well, excellent. Well, great. Welcome to this year's A&D meeting, business meeting. It's a little bit different being on Zoom versus waking up and coming downstairs and being in the one of the motel conference rooms. But hey, this will work. We'll be able to get our business accomplished. So, okay, excellent. Now it looks like we have some people that are joining. Why don't we just give it a minute and we'll see who else is going to join for this, and then we'll go ahead and get started here. And if you're on the channel, if you want to participate in the meeting, you would have to use the Zoom link that was sent out on the agenda and in the email.
Unknown caller.
Oh, we got the duck yesterday.
Good morning, Steve.
Yesterday on our breakout session at the end, we had somebody sound like a little pig was like, and now we got a duck.
I wasn't planning on it, but I can if I need to. I wasn't planning on it.
Hey, please mute yourself if you are not presenting.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started with the meeting. As people join, if they have any questions, they can certainly get caught up. So item number one on the business meeting is the president's remark. And I should ask, are there anything else that we'd like to add to the agenda? Okay. All right. Hearing none, so let's go into item one, which is president's remarks. This year was kind of a unique year. 2020, obviously, with COVID-19, was a very, very unique year. Some of the things that the Airport Association accomplished was we had COVID-19 roundtables with commercial airports. So the commercial airports, they were getting together about once a week to discuss and this would have been March, April, May timeframe. We're getting together just to understand what was really going on with COVID, how it was affecting the different airports across the state, what measures the different airports across the state were taking. So there was some little bit of consistency from airport to airport, and very beneficial. We learned a lot, especially when masks were really starting to come big. We all talked about what type of mask policies are we going to put in place, what type of mask policies are our cities or governing bodies putting in place. So it was very beneficial to have that. We had North Dakota Aeronautics Commission on those calls as well, and it just were very beneficial to have. A&D, we had four articles in the quarterly, or in every quarter for 2020. The board this year, they helped put together the speakers for the conference, which was very good. We've had yesterday was a great slate of speakers, and then today, this afternoon, we'll have another great slate of speakers. So even with it being virtual, I think it's turning out to be very well. And then aviation is another big topic that the board and the commercial airports took on with TSA. TSA has a security directive out there that they're receiving comments on that would require airport operators to conduct screening for airport operators to conduct screening on any badged employee that's operating within the secured areas of the airport. A&D wrote a letter to the TSA on that, and again, the commercial airports and the board got together to discuss that as a whole. And then, of course, legislatively, in 2020, we did a lot of legislative prep. The board was very involved with that, and just made sure that the goals that were set at this meeting last year were carried out. And so far, we'll have a full legislative update here at 10:30, so here in 2 hours. But the board I feel did a really good job of working with Odney, our lobbyist, Shannon Lacey, in getting to where we needed to be in a good position. And like I said, we'll go through more depth the legislative session, but here through the crossover, basically every bill that we were working on went the way we would like it. So we've been very happy with that. And those are kind of the highlights from this year. Any questions about anything that the association did this year? Okay. Hearing none, I'll go to item 2. Jordan, you're up for the meeting minutes.
All right, everyone should have gotten the meeting minutes from Matt yesterday. They emailed them out. Hopefully you had some time to go through them. If not, I'll let you go through in a couple, give you guys a few minutes to go through them now. Anything out of the ordinary? Anything needs to be added that I missed? I can only see about half of your faces, so.
I'd make a motion to approve. This is Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. Second?
Who is the second?
Oh, I'm asking for a second.
Oh, okay.
Sean Anderson.
Thank you, Sean. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. If there's no nays, I think we can move on to the treasurer's report.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Carry it away.
All right. Motion carries. So my treasurer's report this year was a little bit different. This is the first year I did it myself, and not everything went through exactly how I was anticipating it. I don't think I coded some of the stuff right. So I might need to go and change some of those up, but I did add everything, everything that came in, all the dues, and I did add all of the expenses in there as well. So I know everything is in there. I just might have to go through and change a couple of things around as far as what they're labeled as. So some of the numbers might look a little bit funny. But I do have, let's see, our current balance as of, well, today, I guess, is $15,942.30. If you guys want to look at this page through some of these, some of the reports, like I said, it doesn't all look exactly how it should, but I know all the expenses are correct. So if you want to go to the expenses by vendor, all those were added in and shows exactly as it should. And the profit loss, it's the one that kind of looks a little strange because it only has the expenses on there. It doesn't have all of the dues that were added in there. So that's something that I can pass out to you guys once I get that sorted out. And then the other one that looks strange is the A&R aging summary. A good number of the airports on here have already paid their dues. I just, again, something I did not label correctly, so some of them still show that they're missing, but they are here. Again, I will update that when I get that sorted.
And Jordan, I think once we get that sorted out, we can send that out to everyone.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of.
Okay. Yep. I do want to say that the letter was very effective. I think we.
Oh yes, we got quite a bit of the back dues back by various airports. So that, like you said, the letter was very effective. We got quite a bit of money back from that. So. I guess I would say because the treasury report wasn't completely accurate. I will say if you guys want to table this, and I will send out the report once it is completed and accurate. If that's okay with you guys, that's what I would suggest.
So
George, your liabilities on your, what is the net assets? $27,000.
And I think that's part of the dues that didn't get labeled correctly. I think that's part of what that is. So like I said, once everything gets sorted out, we'll send you out the correct reports. That was on me. I didn't find out that I didn't do that correctly until I sent these to Matt yesterday. So that's on me.
and Sean, I think what you're asking is what are unrestricted net assets?
Yeah, correct, Matt.
Okay, so the unrestricted net assets, what that is that's going to be the cash that's in our bank. And then what we have for our accounts receivable and plus our so that's what that $27,000 is right now. So it's just basically cash. We don't have any other assets aside from our cash and accounts receivable.
That's different than the opening balance equity then? The cash?
The opening balance equity would be what was in the bank account when we started the Quicken account.
Okay. Well, it'll all make sense when you get it straightened out. Thank you.
This is Anthony Dudas. Make a motion to table as Jordan requested.
I'll second. This is Rick.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. Hearing no discussion. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Okay. All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. We'll table the treasurer's report and membership report. And we will bring those back. We'll have to arrange, being we have the Zoom capability, we can certainly arrange a meeting here. And what I would suggest is the board go through them as well and then present them to the membership. So, okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jordan. Okay, so we'll move on to item number 5, which is the UND Airport Management Scholarship. Normally I'd have an update for the scholarship, but I have not received one from UND on what student received the scholarship. So I know that we have, I know we have given one out. I just haven't received that from Jonathan Gurke. I did receive a thank you letter from Paul Linseth, who's the Dean of Aerospace Science, just thanking us for our generosity for the scholarship. So what I can do is, if you'd like, I can scan that in and email it out to everyone. And then we did get our tax statement just showing that that we did give a donation in 2020, and then I also received a thank you letter from the UND Alumni Foundation for the scholarship as well. So so I can get those scanned in, and as soon as I find out information on the scholarship recipient, I will get that out. Unless is Dr. Kemville on? Does she know who maybe had received it? I don't see her on.
I didn't see her on.
Yeah. Okay. But like I said, I'll provide that once I have that information. Moving forward, do we want to consider a scholarship for 2000? We do have in the budget for 21, we do have a $1,500 $1,500, or actually we put in $2,000 for scholarship in the budget, and based on our current balance of $15,942 and receiving about $10,000 worth of dues, we'll have about $25,000, you can just say $26,000 going in for our expenses this year. Obviously, we have about $12,000 worth of lobbyist expenses that are still going to be coming out that haven't been accounted for yet. So even with the lobbyist expenses and the other expenses that we have for sponsorships, travel expense, office supplies, that type of stuff, we'll have about $10,560. And one of the reasons why is we did not do a legislative social. We did not do a aviation day at the Capitol. So that saved the Airport Association about $2,000. Another savings, and we'll talk about it here in a little bit, is we won't have funding for the training sponsorship for JFK or GFK, which is another $2,000. So we were going to have our balance down around $6,000, but being that we don't have those expenses, our balance is actually going to be up around $10,500. If we wanted to increase the scholarship a little bit from $1,500 to $2,000, we could certainly do that. Just throwing those out as options, but I will put that out there for consideration.
Matt, as a parent of two college-age kids, it all helps. It really does. And 500 maybe doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. And I think we're in a good enough financial position. If we run into issues later on, I mean, we can lower it again, I guess. It doesn't always have to go in one direction, but I think we're in, just looking at things, it looks like we're in a good enough financial position where I think we could. It hasn't been raised in a while. Is that correct?
No, it hasn't. It's been $1,500 for at least the last, I would say, 10 years.
Yeah. Well, if it's all right, I'll make a motion to raise it to $2,000.
Okay.
I'll second that, Matt.
Okay. Kelly. Okay. All right. We have a motion and a second for a $2,000 scholarship for airport management.
I'll say
UND management scholarship. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Good. Any opposed? Okay. Hearing none, motion passes. So we will work with the alumni founder, the UND Foundation, Aerospace Foundation, to get that scholarship moving forward, and we will let them know that we've increased it to $2,000 for this year, and depending on how our finances look moving forward, we may consider that as well. So the next item we have is elections. If everybody's okay with it, I would like to move that to after the next two items. We can take care of those, and then we can move to elections. Is everybody okay with that? I see heads nodding, so I'll say okay. All right. So the next item will be the Greater North Dakota Chamber of Commerce request, sponsorship request. So I've been approached by the Greater North Dakota Chamber of Commerce to sponsor their transportation webinar that is going to be taking place in May this year. May 11th is actually going to be the day it'll be on. And one of the transportation webinar is going to be featuring a aviation infrastructure needs for large and small airports. These webinars are well attended by the GNDC members. I think they have over 1,000 members. And what the Greater North Dakota Chamber, I should back up, the Greater North Dakota Chamber of Commerce, what they are the legislative lobbying piece for North Dakota business. They have a board of business leaders throughout the state, and their purpose is to assure that there's a strong business climate for North Dakota businesses, and they work. They are a lobbyist organization. They're very busy up the Capitol every biennium, and then during non-legislative years, they put together webinars and different training informational pieces for their members, including this webinar on transportation infrastructure. And again, they're going to have an aviation piece. This is really the first time that they're going to do an aviation piece. Last year, they were planning on doing something, but then when COVID struck, they canceled that. And if I remember correctly, last year, Kyle and Ryan were going to speak, or actually, I'm sorry, Kyle was going to speak, and then they had UPS, I can't remember who else. But this year on infrastructure, I believe they're going to have Mead and Hunt speak, and then also Ryan, you're speaking at that. And they're trying to get in contact with some GA airports as well to discuss the infrastructure needs. And they are requesting sponsorship from the Airport Association, either $300 or $500, and to support that piece. And if you are a $500 or if you're $300, you get your logo with a link on the website for the event registration page. You get your company listed in the content stories in their daily Dakota Digest and blog, which is available goes out to all their members. You get your logo listed with supporting sponsors at the event on the agenda document, and that acknowledgement of your business at the event. And then if you go to the 500, you get everything at that, plus then you get to an opportunity to provide literature or giveaways to attendees, and then to and then if you're a non-member, which Airport Association would be a non-member, we would get a recording of the event that we could send out to our members. And so for the 500, so an additional $2, you get to provide literature to the attendees and then get the video. I am not going to make a recommendation on this solely because my wife is the communications director for GNDC. It was brought to me as president, and I will just put it out there for consideration on whether or not we have it. From a financial perspective, yes, we could afford either a sponsorship. No problems. We're in that good financial position right now. So if we wanted to, we could certainly do this. So.
Yeah, Matt, if I can, maybe just to update a little bit. The GNDC reached out to me as well, more from a GFK standpoint. My understanding, you're correct. They wanted a larger airport or commercial airport track, but also a GA track. I did volunteer to present. That's actually tentatively scheduled for May 11th at 10 a.m. is the webinar date. And then also GFK did sponsor as well. So I think they're open to multiple sponsors.
Yes.
I just wanted to give that update. And I do believe they're still looking for a GA representative. The last I.
Yeah. If there are any GA airports interested that would like to discuss their infrastructure needs, please let me know. I can get you in contact with the appropriate individual at GNDC who's coordinating this effort.
Matt, I'd make a motion to support that with the $500 commitment.
Sure.
I think it's important that the airports, chambers, tourism all work hand in hand with one another. And appreciate Ryan taking the time to speak at that webinar.
Okay. So we have a motion for $500 sponsorship. Is there a second?
Anthony Dudas, I'll second that.
Thank you, Anthony. Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing no discussion, we'll vote. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. So hearing no opposed, motion passes. So I will work with Jordan to get the $500 to start the process of providing that sponsorship, and I'll make sure the logo gets over to the GNDC and any additional information they need. Okay. All right, we'll move on to item number 8, which is the Grand Forks class funding. So the background on this is at the business meeting in March 2020, we did approve $2,000 for a training class for airports in the state. And that was the amount of $2,000. And again, due to COVID-19, the training, I believe you were going to do lights, Rick, with ADB.
Yeah, I reached out to ADB and they are not doing any in-person classes this year yet. They're going to hold off till 2022.
Okay.
So they have online classes, but that's not the type of training I don't think would be valuable for the members.
So based on that, I just wanted to let everybody know, just provide an update of where we are with that. With that line item. So we'll have to bring it back next year, and to ensure that the organization wants to carry that over, see what type of trainings are out there, hopefully with the vaccinations and the herd immunity getting spread out there. Hopefully COVID will not be such a factor, and some business travel, business training, or training travel will start coming back, and we can start doing those type of things again in person. So again, that was more of an update on that class. And then moving on to, are there any questions about the Grand Forks class, or the training class that we had put together? Okay. I just want to move on to other business. This is something I should have probably talked about in my president's remark, but it just came up to me. The board in, I believe it was September or October, did approve the a $250 donation to the Jim Lawler Memorial Fund with EAA at the Mandan Airport to sponsor basically EAA events. And then the board also chose to do a $250 donation to the Jim Lawler Scholarship Fund that the Fly ND North Dakota Scholarship Committee developed in honor of Jim Lawler. So I think those are very important. Jim played a very large role in the Airport Association for many, many years. And the board just felt it was appropriate to provide those, and so we'll see those. We have the information, so we'll be making the payment or providing the payment to those funds. And I just again wanted to bring that up to everyone as well. And then before we get into elections, I do want to announce a couple things with Airport of the Year. We still went through Airport of the Year, and there will be a little bit more. It'll be brought up over the lunch hour as well, but I thought it'd be fun to do it here with the airports just by themselves. So we did receive a couple nominations for Commercial and General Aviation of the Year airports, and I'm happy to say that Fargo Airport was selected as the Commercial Service Airport of the Year. So congratulations to the Fargo Airport on that. Under aviation advocacy and community outreach, Hector's done a great job of conducting and supporting the community through programs like art partnerships, which showcase local musicians performing live in the passenger terminal and artworks at the airport. That showcase regional artists there in the terminal. They support Make-A-Wish Foundation by helping with airline miles donations for Make-A-Wish and families. And and then airport management commitment to aviation through, they have about $17 million in private investments and $30 million in public investments at the airport over the last year. One of the unique things I thought they did was they invested in a robotic vacuum cleaner to better manage the cleaning needs in the terminal. And that has allowed more time for the staff to work on disinfecting the airport. They continue to support the Air National Guard operation with the MQ-9 Reaper there in Bismarck. And with special events, they have the Fargo Air Show. They're a very big supporter of that. And I know Sean, Darren, and Jordan and their whole staff put in a lot of time to assure that goes off without a hitch. And some of the major projects they did was expanded their cargo apron, expanded their airport maintenance shop, and it looks like the Guard has about a $32 million support training center that will be used for the Air National Guard. So a lot of busy things, or a lot of good things going on at Fargo Airport. It's very busy over there. So again, congratulations to Fargo. And for the general aviation side, we have Adams County Airport Authority, or Hettinger Municipal Airport is the general aviation airport of the year. And some of the key things that is going on down in Hettinger for aviation advocacy and community outreach. Before the pandemic, they had a high school shop class come out and tour the airport and learn about aviation. They discussed career opportunities in aviation, answered maintenance questions and on aircraft systems. Compared the different vehicles for snow removal type stuff. They also worked with the Dakota Butte Museum and did a presentation on the hangar or the history of Hettinger Municipal Airport, which started in 1930. Airport management and commitment to aviation. They updated both their courtesy cars, purchased new mower and tractor and Bobcat for an additional snow removal. Created a maintenance schedule to systematically update their aircraft fleet with ADSB. They updated their pilots with iPads, service paper that serve as paper replacement for electronic flight bags. Hettinger was one of the only public airports in the state that held a fly-in breakfast, and it raised $1,500 to support the local fire department. And they supported other fly-ins by flying to the other fly-ins in the state during 2020. Their construction, they poured some concrete around the GA self-serve tanks to help with spill prevention, or I should say spill cleanup if there's a spill. Finished the complete reconstruction of both taxiways and created a parallel taxiway. Extended their crosswind overrun by 300 feet, replaced the airport windsocks, and installed digital keypads on the majority of hangars for added security. So again, some great contributions down there at Hettinger. Great application, and so congratulations to JB, James, and all the individuals down at Hettinger for Airport of the Year. So that's all I had under other business. Again, congratulations to Fargo and Hettinger. And I would open it up to any other business before we go into elections.
Thanks, Matthew.
Yeah. James, there you are.
No, yep, I'm on. So yeah, thanks for the presentation.
Absolutely. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go back up to item number 6, which is elections for the board. You do have a A&D ballot that was part of the packet that I sent out yesterday. And I do want to take this time, I don't know if Rodney from Bowman is on, but he's been on the board the last 2 years now, and he's going to be resigning this year. He's, I think, heading into, I think he was retired, but now he's going into full retirement, and he's going to do some traveling with his son and family. I just wanted, I'm looking forward to him having a great time in true retirement, and I wanted to thank him for his time on the board. If you see Rodney, tell him thank you.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
This is Tim at Bismarck. I wanted to make a motion of unanimous consent to approve the whole slate of on the ballot, and that way we can dispense with this whole thing. And that assumes that no one objects and wants to add additional people to the ballot.
All right, so we have a motion made by Tim for unanimous consent of the ballot presented. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Matt.
Okay, so Tim motion, Kelly second. Okay. All right, so we have a motion and second on the floor. Is there any discussion? Okay. The only thing that I would like to add as well is Tim has been on the board as past president during my tenure as president, and he was the president before that. So this is, I think, probably the first time in his 25-year career with A&D that he will not be on the board. So I think a round of applause. Before he was president, he was District 5 representative. So just about from when he started here in Bismarck in '96, I think it was a couple years after that, he started on the board and has basically been on the board since, so you could say, '99. So Tim, I think that deserves a round of applause. Thank you for all your time and hard work on the board as president, district rep, and now past president. Yeah, there you go, Jordan. There's a nice clap. Oh. Okay. All right. So we have the motion by Tim, the second by Kelly. I'm not hearing any other discussion, so we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Good.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Here will be our president. Anthony Dudas will be vice president. Jordan Dahl will remain secretary treasurer. Deanna Stoddard will remain District 1 rep. Bethany Hart, who will be new to the board with Devils Lake, she'll be District 2. District 3 will remain Rick Audette. District 4 is Ron Lundquist. And then District 5 is going to be Kelly. He's not an incumbent at District 5. He was District 2's. So he'll just be moving to District 5 as home district. So I just want to just say thank you to all the board members. We meet about once a month to kind of discuss the legislative piece and kind of everything that we went through during the president's remarks. So it is a couple hours, and then when we kind of start planning for the aviation conference, it gets a little bit busier. So I do appreciate everyone's time, and I do appreciate everyone's confidence in me for electing me president the last several years. I'm happy to pass the torch over to Ryan. Ryan's going to do an excellent job with it, and over the last, I'm working very close, so it's going to be a seamless transition from me to Ryan. And he's been working legislatively as well. He's taken a couple bills, so again, I think it's going to be seamless, and Ryan's going to do a great job for us. So with that takes care of our business meeting. Is there any other items that need to be brought before the board or before the membership, I should say?
Yeah, Matt, if I can, please.
Yes.
Sir, I'd just like to say, Matt took this on several years ago. It was before my time even here in Grand Forks. So at least 5 years. How long has it been, Matt? 6, 7?
Actually, Tim and I were talking about that the other day. I've been on. I've been president since 2015, so 6 years.
6 years, and he's really done an excellent job. He's kept everybody informed. Legislatively, he's been on top of things. He sends out the notices and keeps us all informed that way as well. And he's been, he approached me a little over a year ago and said, would you consider it? And we wanted to try to make it a smooth transition. So it really has worked well. I appreciate the confidence, and we'll do the best that I can. But I do want to definitely mention Matt, give him the kudos that he deserves, because he's been doing it for a number of years now, and it's so important to have that for an organization like ours, especially when you don't have like an executive director to help shepherd those things. I mean, Matt is essentially doing that. So thanks, Matt, on behalf of the organization. And you're not going away, as you know, you're past president.
Yep.
And you're going to have to get used to my 1-800 I need Matt calls.
Yeah.
Just
happy to take them.
Some of that transition. So I certainly appreciate that.
Okay. Well, thank you for the kind words.
I'd echo what Ryan said too. Thanks, Matt. You've done an excellent job, especially on the legislative front. Super important for the Dickinson Airport and all the other airports across the state. You've done a fantastic job, and congratulations to Ryan. I know you're gonna have some big shoes to fill, but you have full confidence that you'll do an equally as great a job. So thanks to both of you guys.
Thank you. All right. Is there anything that needs to come before the membership? Anything else? Okay. So with that, the kind of follow-up from this meeting is going to be the financials. When Jordan has everything prepared, we'll reach out to all the membership, and I thought this Zoom meeting worked really well. So we will, I think, with Ryan kind of taking the lead, we'll work with Jordan, get those squared away, and find a way, I think, to get the membership together again to discuss the financials and go from there. All right. Well, again, I appreciate everybody's time. So we got about, I thought normally our business meetings take longer. Obviously, we can get stuff done, really fast when we're on Zoom. So I think what we'll do is, I need to make another announcement, is we are on a Zoom chat right now because we wanted it to be interactive with the group. So at the 10:31, we need everybody to sign off on this Zoom call and then go back to the link that I believe Jamie sent out yesterday or this morning. I'm not sure. I think they sent another one out this morning. But basically, I need everybody to come off the Zoom meeting. This is only for presenters. So when we're done with this, we just exit out of the Zoom, and then at 10:30 you can sign back in, or you can go to I'm not sure what the event is right now, but maybe you could hop into the pilots or mechanics one.
Yeah. At 10:30, they can't log back into the Zoom unless they're speaking.
Oh, okay, all right.
They can't watch from the Zoom.
Okay, I wasn't sure. The way Brian told me was we had to make sure everybody got out. I didn't know there was an actual restriction.
They just have to watch on the website, the link that was provided for them. They just can't watch on the Zoom because of the people presenting.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, you guys are gonna get kicked off the Zoom anyway at 10:30, but I know right here at 9:30 is going to be the looks like better squawk with pilots, and then fundamentals for turbocharging systems. Again, I thought we were gonna go through the business meeting, so hop onto the pilots and mechanics at 9:30, and then we'll be back at 10:30 with a legislative update, where I'll go a little bit more in depth on all the legislative stuff that we've been doing so far. So, all right, thank you, everyone.
Thanks again, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.